Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. Today we have the Ultimate Edition Randy Orton. I'd say what series, but honestly I don't remember what series this comes from. But I'm pretty excited to have this in hand. I found this while I was exploring out in the wild. Found it at a random Walmart, one of the few that are in my area. Got pretty lucky, didn't look too, messed up in the box, so I said, screw it, we'll pick this one up. And, well, yeah, now we're here. But before I keep on yapping my mouth on too long, why don't we try to hop straight into things, shall we? Alrighty, you guys, now that we've gotten all the accessories out of the box, the only thing I didn't do was take the head scan that's on the body off, but that's alright. We've got two alternative head scans to look at. On top of that one, once we get into the action figure breakdown, we've got three different sets of interchangeable hands, a Raw Tag Team Championship, and a very nice cloth sleeveless hoodie. Man, the jacket accessories I've gotten over the past, I don't know how many weeks, the past 2 weeks, have been absolutely phenomenal. From the Rock's Trek jacket, to Ridge Holland's jacket, to Sheamus's jacket, to Seth Rollins' jacket, now the Randy Orton hoodie. Man, it's just been really good on the accessory game as of late. Oh, can't even forget the Gunther jacket as well. And speaking of that, let's look at the hoodie first. It's got a little RKO logo right there with the snake in the middle. And then it's got this really nice, really dope design on the back. I think I now just realized this is supposed to be an RK Bro hoodie, which makes sense, of course, around the time of Matt Riddle and Randy Orton teaming up. The Tag Team Championship, of course, mixed feelings about the, I guess you could say, the Spartan Helmet Tag Team Championships. I don't mind the silver plate, I just wish they would get rid of the fruit roll-up looking straps. Still not a bad championship, though. And, we can look at the hands first, because the head scans are going to have the most detail to look at. And, he comes with a set of fist hands, so, he could punch people in the face, do whatever he needs to do. He comes with his entrance hands, or his little taunt pose hands, and he comes with a set of grappling / mic holding or weapon holding hands. On top of, now with the two head sculpts we've got here, this head sculpt is kind of more or less just the same exact head sculpt we saw on what was the most recent Randy Orton that came out Elite-wise. Honestly, kind of slipping my mind, but this head scan, I want to say, is the exact same one that came on that one. We get this, laughing or, screaming expression, which, honestly, kind of nice to have the screaming expressions. The hair looks pretty damn good. The facial hair looks absolutely phenomenal. And getting into the other head scan, I think this one is personally my favorite. Just the, who the hell you think you talking to looking Randy Orton head scan. This is the, you don't know what my next move is gonna be head scan, you know what I mean? He kind of looks happy, but he also kind of looks a little pissed off, you don't know. But with that being said, let me get a set of hands up into his arms, as obviously there's not a set in there. And we can look at the action figure a little bit more and maybe break down some of the articulation as well. Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got a set of hands plugged into the action figure, you can tell that even for an Ultimate Edition figure, that this doesn't have a whole lot of designs to it. In fact, the designs are pretty hard to see. You might be able to see with the light reflecting that there's a little bit of an RKO sitting there. If I bring it a little bit closer, you might be able to See his ring type designs on the side. There we go. That's a little better. And then he's got RKO on his knee pads. You know, nothing like too major. The standard Randy Orton designs, I'd say. Just a little hard to see. Would have preferred a different Randy Orton attire, but from what I've seen as far as reviews go, I can't say too many other people have said differently. You know, they wish it was a little bit more colorful, but as far as Randy goes, it makes sense. Now, looking at all the tattoo detail, because of course with the different torso, you've got all the different ways the tattoo pops. And of course, when it comes to the butterfly joints, maybe his back tattoo doesn't look all that great when you bend it in certain areas, but when you have it posed up in the right spot, I think the back tattoo looks pretty damn cool with the butterfly joints. Of course, you've got some of his tattoo detail up here in the shoulder as well with the skull sitting there. Same thing goes for that. You move it a little too far, it looks a bit awkward, but you have it sit in the right spot. It looks absolutely perfect. But the rest of the tattoo detail looks pretty damn spot on. I don't know why my camera won't stay in focus, but that's besides the point. Why don't we break down some of the articulation, shall we? So, the Randy Orton can look up about that high, pretty decent. He can look down about that low, pretty damn good on that. He's got some pretty decent little head rock as well. Not a lot of figures have that nowadays. Of course, he's got butterfly joints. His shoulders have articulation along with being able to go 360. Can't forget the head can also go 360 as well. He's got upper bicep swivel, double bend in the elbows. Of course, wrist swivel and wrist articulation. He's got the AEW rib articulation or rib swivel, waist swivel. Of course, he can kick pretty damn good. I'd try to throw in the ab crunch, but it's kind of non-existent with Ultimate Edition figures. But he can kick out pretty damn good. Of course, because they come with the drop-down hips. Let's see if I can pop that back up into place. It's kind of being a little difficult. Let me put my camera down for a quick second and we'll get back to that. Alrighty, now that we've gotten the hips back in place, let's get this back on the road. He's got upper thigh rotation, double bend in the knee, boot rotation. He's got a little bit of ankle rock. Should have some ankle articulation too, but I don't know how good that'll be as I'm flipping and flopping it around like a dead fish in water. Pretty good ankle articulation. Most of the Ultimate Editions do have good articulation in the ankles, and of course, got a little bit of toe pivot. And with that being said, why don't we get them propped up with the accessories and kind of just get them in a final pose and say our final thoughts, shall we? Well, now that we've got the Randy all posed up for the final pose and for the final thoughts, what do I have to say about this figure? Well, I think it's pretty damn good for an Ultimate Edition. It definitely moves solid, it poses solid. Everything is pretty damn stiff, I will say that, so it may feel like for the first couple of times playing around with it that you're probably gonna like maybe break something because it's actually really tight on the joints, but that's not necessarily a complaint to me. Just hopefully I can work that out without it becoming too loose. But with that being said, as far as all the accessories go, I think it's a pretty good call on all the accessories. You've got the nice cloth hoodie, you've got the championship, you've got the couple extra sets of hands, you've got the couple extra sets of heads. You know, this can be a very expressive Randy Orton if you want it to be. And that's what adds, like, the bonus factor to a lot of these Ultimate Editions that do come out. Now, my only gripe with this figure, really, going back to what I said earlier, I wish the attire would have been like a little bit more colorful. Maybe you could have done one with like blue outlines on the designs on the tights and stuff like that, or silver or white. Hey, it doesn't necessarily matter exactly what color, just the fact that color would be a bit more nice is, besides the raw like tag title, the only color you see on this is the white on the hoodie. But other than that, not the biggest ordeal. But with that being said, I think we'll give this a good solid 8 out of 10, 4 out of 5 stars. But with that being said, I'm kind of running a bit late on plans, so if you liked the video, like the video. If you didn't, that's alright too. It's not going to hurt my feelings, but if you did, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. And if you would like to, go follow my Instagram for future updates, as I do post a lot about the channel up on there. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Have a good rest of your day, you guys. Peace out, yo.